I'm live. Just started thinking about some things, and I could have recorded it in a video, but I thought I would just come on live and share about it in case it went a little longer. I had our big bonfire chicken stew that went really good last night, and I feel like the Lord answered my prayer, which was just that everybody that came would have a good carefree time and leave their troubles and worries behind for a little while. And I felt like that happened. Everybody seemed to have a good time. So I was thankful for that. So I'll give us just a few minutes and then I'll start sharing about something that's just becoming more clear to me. And I thought I would talk about it for a few minutes. Good morning, Myra. How you doing? I got out of bed this morning. I couldn't hardly walk. I was hurting all over from everything we did last night and the cleaning and just everything. My body is sore. I hope you're doing good today. What you studying on lately, Myra? What you looking into the Bible and studying on? Just wondering. Oh, okay. I'll have to listen and see what you were talking about. Oh, wow. Historical connections with Isaiah. I'll have to go and listen to that. So much in the word, isn't it? I mean, so much. It's amazing. I've still got all these lights to get down. My son has a baseball game today that he wants me to come to. Hey, Brian, good morning. You you feeling any better today? I hope so. When I went to sleep last night, my husband said I didn't move. I slept like a baby. I was so give out. It was nice to get good rest. I woke up and didn't even know what day it was or anything. I was so out of it. Oh gosh. You might have to go to the doctor, right? Might have to go to the doctor. So sorry. I bet you feel so bad. Phew. Ecclesiastes. Okay, I got you. Um, Real achy. Oh God, that sounds like the flu or Couldn't be COVID, could it? I hope you can go to the doctor and get checked out. You might need an antibiotic or something. That's an awful feeling, ain't it? Oh, I hate that for you. I don't normally get that sick. Thankfully, but when I got that fibromyalgia, boy, that's so sick. Awful. He's been sick. He's got some kind of bug, Myra, but he said he's feeling worse and achy and stomach, wasn't it? I feel so sorry for Brian on that. And you ain't got nobody to take care of you there. I have still got I ain't even washed my face. Yeah, I did wash my face, but obviously I didn't get all that off. Oh gosh. Mm. Makes me feel bad just thinking about it, Brian. Amen. Yeah. Season change. Brian, you were in here yesterday when I don't know how long you stayed. When I was just crying and crying and don't even remember everything I was talking about yesterday. And those two trolls come in. I think I put a wrench beside your name. I need to put one by Myra too, because I thought, y'all, you'd be fair, and if people came in, and we had two, everybody calls them trolls, come in yesterday. Did you read that? Did you see that, Brian? Did you take them out of the chat? I was just wondering, because when they came, they just went right away. Did you notice? And I didn't know if you took them out. Oh, you did? This morning, a little bit, I watched that live back a little bit because honestly, I don't even remember what all I said. And I got to I saw myself talking to those trolls, and I thought, well, God, they just disappeared. That's why. Oh, Lord, you got them, huh? You just silently got them. Didn't make no fuss about it. That's what I was hoping for. That's what I figured you would do. Just don't make no fuss about it. Just zap them, get them. Thank you for doing that. That's funny. I got them for you. Yeah, I just got when I looked back on it, I thought, well, where that boy? They went away. I didn't hear nothing else out of them. I didn't know you did that. Thank you. That's funny. That's the first time. Oh yeah, did I already give it to you? Oh good. Okay. I was thinking because I was like, you guys are in here all the time when I come on, and I thought y'all'd be fair about, you know, being able to tell the difference between somebody who's just, immature or somebody that's really like it was yesterday. I don't know if you were in there, Myra, but what did I say? I said, you don't hear from the Lord or something. I can't remember what they said. Yeah. But I didn't even know I could. And I think I was watching one back. Oh, no, no. Yeah, I thought I did. I was going to. And I didn't even realize I could. Tim had told me about how to do that, but I still didn't understand it. And somehow I did that. I made somebody else. I thought it was Myra, but I can't remember who else it was. But I thought a couple would be enough because, not a lot of people come into the chat when I come on. So I thought a couple would be enough, but I don't even remember. I thought I did, Myra, but I will, if y'all don't mind. But I ain't never had that problem, so I ain't had to worry about it, you know? Yeah, I can't do it like right now. You have to do it after, when it posts, when it uploads, and then you go back after somehow and do it. So that's when I have to do it. So I wanted to I just thought I'd come out here and talk out loud about some things I was just thinking about. But we had a real good time at the bonfire. My husband was just amazed at so many people he saw that he hadn't saw in so long. And it was a lot, for him to see all these people he hadn't seen in so long. But it went good. I think we had 27 people come. I guess my husband counted if it kept up with who all came, 27, and probably almost half of them were kids from 2 years old to, I guess my son's the oldest that was here, 17. And they played basketball. And it's really cool now. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but they got light up basketball so you can play in the dark. And our cornhole boards lit up, and the bean bags that you throw lit up. And then we had a light up football. Somebody had that. And so it's real good for if you're, in the dark. So we had all that. So the kids had a good time. And we had s'mores. And did y'all know that the s'mores, you know how you roast the marshmallow and then you put it with a piece of chocolate on the graham cracker? Now they have marshmallows and the chocolate is inside the marshmallows. So when you put it on the stick and go to roast it, the chocolate melts inside. It made it a whole lot easier. But can you believe that? They're constantly coming up with something, But that was a good one, I thought, to just go ahead and put that chocolate in the marshmallow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't eat one because I don't think I could eat the graham cracker with these teeth. Matter of fact, I didn't eat all night. I waited till everybody left so I could eat because, not that y'all want to know, but after you eat, you gotta take your teeth out and clean them because food gets all up in there. And it's kind of, if you don't, it hurts. Hey, Cassie, good morning. How you doing this morning? Since the last time we talked, have you got to spend some more time with the Lord? You love s'mores, Brian? Oh, and the graham crackers, I use chocolate graham crackers instead of the regular honey or whatever. Chocolate graham crackers. It's really good on chocolate. Let me share the link in case anybody wants to come up and talk. I have some time. My husband had a tutoring session that canceled, so he said if I need him to run my daughter to church, he could. She has to go in about an hour, but there's the link. Good. Good. I know when I first started doing that, spending time with the Lord, that's just what I call it. I don't know. I guess I got my own terms for things. Like I say, walking with the Lord, that's probably what somebody means when they're a Christian or when they're saved. I just call it walking with the Lord. But when I first started doing that, I know sometimes I'd get quiet and just try to, you know, just trying to get to know them and talk to them and stuff. It felt like I was talking in the thin air. It didn't feel like anything was happening. But sometimes, which were wonderful times, he would just like allow me to feel his presence with him. It was just a peaceful feeling. It was just kind of like a knowing that he was there with me. So sometimes I felt that. But I guess at other times it was just that I had to walk by faith, just like, well, it just takes a measure of faith to believe that you're sitting there talking to somebody you can't see. Just to believe that, don't it? Okay, that's fine. That is fine. I wish I could show y'all my beautiful yellow mime my good friend brought me. It was so funny because when I did all the shopping for the party, it was pretty expensive. So, and I had got a couple of pumpkins for decoration and stuff. And I saw all those beautiful mimes, the fall mimes that come in all colors. And I was just thinking, oh, I want one of those so bad. But I was like, I already spent enough money. I don't want to spend any more money on it. But I wanted one so bad. And it was so funny. My good friend came last night and she has a real strong relationship with the Lord. And I've known her for over 20 years. And she's quite a bit older than me. And she said, I was thinking to myself, what could I get Misty just to take, to be sweet? And she said, I feel like the Lord told me, take her a flower. And here she come with that mime. And that was exactly what I was wanting. So I said, I guarantee the Lord did tell you. Things like that happen sometimes. It's just a reminder letting me know that he knows. He knows what we're thinking. He knows all that. And that was just like a little confirmation to me that I knew you wanted that, Misty. Isn't that cool? Has that ever happened to y'all, anything like that? That you realize? So I guess I'll go ahead and just share a little bit about what I even came on to share about and just kind of thinking out loud. And anybody that wanted to come, that'd be fine. But something's becoming more clear to me. And it's good to get clarity. I need clarity to understand. We do. And that's something the Lord will give us is clarity to understand things. Whether it's things in the scriptures or who he is and how he is, or things about ourselves. And it's just becoming a little bit more clear to me about this. What I say is my walk with the Lord. I can see it in a picture, and I wish I could draw it to illustrate, to show anybody what it looks like to me more and more. It's like the more you walk along with him and you're getting to know him, finding him out, like, how real he is, the more you do that, it's just like he removes the mysteries from everything. Like everything's such a mystery, in his word. It's for a reason. And it's just like the more I get to know him and walk along with him, it's like he's demystifying things. He's making things more plain and simple for me to understand and to explain, you know? And all I can share is that. That's all I know to share is what has become real in my life about the Lord. But he has to become real in your own life, He has to become very much more real to you too. Because anybody, we can listen to anybody and they can share their experiences. They can share great things. I've learned about the Lord, this, that, and the other. And it might encourage us, but it's still with us to figure it out for ourselves, to seek the Lord and search for Him with all of our heart, that we might also, for our own personal lives, find this out more and more for ourselves. And anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and describe the kind of picture I got, what it's looking like to me more and more, is that, and I'll put it in an example. Say, for example, I was almost 30 years old, just doing what I wanted to in this world, not really talking to the Lord. I mean, I believed. I say I believed. I believed in Jesus, hung on the cross, died for my sin. I mean, so many people believe that, don't they? But I guess I could say I didn't believe it so much that it made a change in my life. Like, I still just being me, doing my thing. But I guess around 30, it's like, for example, how I would describe it is, here's the Lord, full of light. The Bible tells us He is light. In Him there is no darkness. Pure. He's pure. Like, I don't even know what I could think of in this world that is so pure. You think about a diamond in its purest, rarest form, and the more pure something is, the more value and the more worth it has, Like, especially Myra will know this, like in jewelry, the more rare and pure a stone is, or a jewel, or whatever, it's worth more. And I just can't think of an example of something that's just so pure. Maybe I might say a little baby, a little infant that's just born. I see that as pure. Having not yet done any right or wrong, seems like, they exist. And anyway, but the Lord, He's so pure. And the Bible says no darkness in Him. And the Bible says that all His intentions are pure. Like, everything He does, everything He says, who He is, it's pure motive and intention in Him. Like, it's all for our good. It's all for our good. There's no evil scheme in Him like can be in us, you know? And anyway, so you've got this one that's just, I don't know what the words can describe it. Yes, does say that. Does say that. Just thinking about it. And two, we can find, in the Bible, that's where we find all the descriptions of the Lord and who He is and everything. And it talks about how gentle. Well, we see that uh, the scriptures in 1st or 2nd Corinthians describing what true love is. And the Bible also tells us God is love. So in all those ways we read that love is, we can know that so is He. Gentle. So gentle. Anyway, here He is perfect, and here I am. This is the way I see it. Been living in this world, going my own way, doing my own thing. Didn't never really think about Him, Didn't really talk to Him. And anyway, somehow, in some way, I guess He drew me. That's what He does. He draws us to Himself. And here I come. And I am, say if you could see me with about, I don't want to be too absurd, but say 10 layers of clothing on. Say I got, you know, a layer of clothing on, another layer, a sweater over that, 3 pair of sweatpants. I mean, I'm just in a coat, some blankets on me. It's just like I'm a layer, you know. I got all this on me. And what seems like has happened is as I just come as I am, myself, who I am, all my problems, all my troubles, all my past, all my pain, everything, and just start walking with Him day to day. Just starting to realize that He is real, starting to realize that there is somebody that I want to know more of. I don't know that much yet. And we're just say like we're walking on a journey. And when we come to Him, we're full of darkness. That's how I was. Very dark. Darkened in my understanding, darkened in my knowledge of Him, like I didn't know much. Um, Dark as far as my desires, they weren't great ones. Um, full of fleshly human nature, arrogance, pride, envy, jealousy, no self-control. I mean, just the opposite of Him. That's how I was when I came to Him. Completely opposite of Him. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's like as we just start walking, here I am. And it's like by being that darkness with that light shines on me. It exposes things about me. Light. He's light. I was dark. And the Bible does say that light came into the world and darkness could not comprehend it. And it also talks about where there is light, darkness has to flee. And it was just little by walking with Him, it was like He would show me something about myself. That's what happened. He'd show me, kind of selfish, Misty. He was so gentle about it. And then I was just like, oh Lord, I don't want to be selfish. Please forgive me. Please change this about me. We keep walking day to day, regular stuff, whatever, good times, bad times, whatever. And we walk a little farther that with that light, the darkness shining on it. Missy, you're kind of prideful in yourself. Lord, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be that way. Please change this about me. And it's just like this walk, and that's what's happening. It's like what it seems like He's doing is that light is shining on me, causing me to see what I was full of. And it's like little by little, just by sticking close with Him, talking with Him, wanting to get Him to know Him more, reading His Word, thinking about that. It's just little by little, those things start changing. Just by being with Him, just by sticking close, just by talking with Him, and just by Him doing His work in me, just on the journey. And you know how I said I was covered with all these layers of clothes? It's like when He said, all right, Misty, there's some selfishness, and He'd shine His light onto me in my soul, in the deep parts. And I would see it about myself. It was like a layer of that clothing was removed. Strip that away. Strip that selfishness away. Not that I don't still find selfishness within me, but it's not as bad as it used to be. And then you keep walking, and He shows me about that pride, how sometimes I think I'm better than other people and things like that. Another layer off. And it's like we're walking along, and it's just like these layers of old Misty are just falling away. Does that make sense? I wasn't very honest person when I first came to him. It wasn't hard for me to fib. It wasn't hard for me to not completely share the whole truth. Um, he had to show that to me, and he had to show. He took me into scriptures and showed me where he's all truth. He's completely honest, and it made me desire to be like that. And I asked him, Lord, help me have an honest heart, where I wouldn't lie to you and I wouldn't lie to nobody. And it's like another layer gone, the light shining into the darkness. And anyway, just keep walking along, and it's like what I'm seeing it's coming to is, you think you walk along for so long and you think what else could possibly be in me that is still of my old nature or still of the old way I used to be. Because you think after so long you would be more, I don't know how to say it, less dark. I don't know how to say it. But basically, I don't know if that will end until we finish walking here in this world. I don't know how much more. I don't know these things that lie within me. That's what I'm saying. But the Lord, He looks at the heart and He looks at our deepest soul, our mind, and He sees these things about us that we can't see. And I would have never known. That's the way I was, had the light of Christ, just being with Him. Just, like I said, walking with Him exposes the darkness in me that's still there. If that makes sense. And it seems to me I'm walking along, I'm shedding all these layers, I'm becoming less and less of old Misty and more of He's like sharing His nature with me. When He strips away the selfishness, He replaces it with selflessness. When He strips away more and more of this pride, He replaces it with humility. It's just like whatever He takes away from us that we don't like, that's not good, He's got something good to replace it with. And it's His way and His character and the way He is, He will give that to us. Shedding the old skin, like I'm trying to think of ways to put it. A snake sheds its skin, it's just like shedding that old skin, shedding that old Misty, shedding that old way. But it's just like He replaces it with a good thing. The Bible talks about that as being the fruit of the Spirit. And it names what some of those are. Gentleness, what somebody might know them, patience. Hey, Rachel, hope you can stay a little bit. That's true, isn't it? If we are perfected all at once, how will we continue to depend on the Lord? That's how I look at it. And that's true. And it's very painful. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if everybody does that that's in here, or everybody knows that that's what we do, or that's what we can do, is we just bring who we are. And too, when I came to the Lord like that, gonna start walking with the light of the world, I didn't realize I had so much wrong in me. I was like that scripture in the Bible where it says there is a generation, there is a people who think they're clean and pure and right in their own eyes. I didn't think there was nothing that big and bad about me. I didn't go out and murder. I wasn't stealing. I wasn't doing all these big things. And I really, honestly, until you start walking with light and being around such a great one, you really need the light to shine on you before you can see what's wrong in here. You know? Um, so I might just say for anybody that don't realize that or hadn't experienced that, just know that if you're trying to get to know the Lord and walking with Him and sticking close with Him, searching for Him, though, how can I explain how to search for Him? But we're told to search for Him. Figuring out how to do that, asking the Lord, how do I even search for you with all my heart? Just know that you're going to start realizing some things about yourself you never knew before. You're going to start seeing a little more clearly who you are and why we needed a Savior. And like Rachel said, we're going to start realizing what little power we do have to change ourselves, because that light will expose some darkness in my own heart. I'll realize it and I'll say, oh Lord, I didn't even know I was like that. I didn't know I was doing that. I didn't realize I was thinking that way. Thank you for showing me. But now, how in the world do I fix it? And that's what I've been finding out. He's saying, you can't. You got to come to a place to accept that much, that why would you need them if you could straighten yourself out? If you can make yourself into be something good, why would you even need them? But that's what He has all the power to do, and that's what He does. He'll show us something about ourselves. He's examining us. There's many scriptures you can read about that. The Lord examines the heart. And you can know that you can't see that happening, right? God is spirit, and He's working and moving and doing things that you can't realize sometimes. You can't see it with your physical eyes, but you can know that you are walking along with the Lord. A proof of that is that He's examining you, your heart, and He's going to let you know what He sees. I don't know if anybody understands what I mean by that or has realized something about themselves that ain't quite right. Does anybody realize, anybody that's here, something about themselves that's not quite right? That's not good? That's opposite from Him? You ever realize that? Just wait to see if anybody has. But that's what happens with me. It's just more and more I keep walking with Him, and I realize something about myself that I didn't know. And I'm thankful that He shows me what He sees. But then when He shows me, yeah, I feel bad about it. And I don't want to be that way. But all I can do is call out to Him to help change it, to change it about me. Make me be less selfish. Help me to be more about other people, caring about what's going on with them, caring about what they're going through, stuff like that. That's good, Brian. It really is. And I didn't know that for a long time. When I was seeing the Lord was showing me, I didn't know that it was Him showing it to me, first of all. Yes, Myra. We want to be better, don't we? There's so many which ways I find myself. I want to be different. I want to be better. I want to be more like the Lord in those ways. But we have to know that it takes time. He's doing a work in us. We just don't realize it sometimes. And it does take time. It's a process. It doesn't just happen like that. And that's just what I see is going on while I'm here in this world, is he's working on me. Oh, Danica, if you only knew. Um, I can say I don't see as much selfishness in me as I used to, but I still know it's some there. But what can you do about it? But just be honest with the Lord about it. Whatever I see about myself, I just say, Lord, I admit it. I am. I'm this way, I'm that. Thank you for showing me. Help me not to hide it or not think about it, when he shows me something, but just be honest and talk to you about it. What else can you do? He already knows. He's just letting us know. And that's just the way I see it. It's just like an examination. He's just examining us like he said he would and letting us see ourselves for who we truly are. Good morning, Lloyd. How you doing? Just sharing a little bit about how I'm explaining. It's becoming a little bit more clear to me about this walk with the Lord through the world. It's becoming more clear to me, but when I go to explain it, I might not be able to explain it as clearly, but I'm trying to. Because I guess I could say before I really come to the Lord, I didn't want to get by myself and think about myself. I'd rather look at everybody else and see what they're doing wrong and see what's bad about them. My focus was outward on everybody else. I did not want to dare take a look at myself. But that is how I describe my walk with the Lord, taking me by the hand, accepting me right where I am, and just something about being with Him and walking with Him and getting to know Him causes me to have to sit and take a look at myself. To come to grips with it, come to terms with it, little by little, as He shows me what He sees. And then I just give it to Him. When He shows me that, well, I guess I can share with y'all where it's come to for me is it's an inner thing going on. And you might not be having this problem, or maybe it's just you haven't seen it about yourself yet, but there will come a time you will if you haven't. Because all of the same things are within us. We're really not so different after all. The Bible tells us what they are. We're all cut out of the same cloth, if you will. But when the Lord shows me what's going on in my mind that I didn't even realize about how I judge others in my thoughts, those people never know it. I can look them right dead in the face and smile and say kind words, but in my mind, I'm thinking little of them. I'm thinking bad about them. And you may say, well, I don't ever do that. But keep walking with the Lord, and He will show you that you too also do it. Just because you don't realize it about yourself yet does not mean it's not going on. But you keep walking with the Lord, and the light will keep exposing wrong that's going on in here. You're not, you don't have to worry about it. If the Lord hadn't shown you that about yourself, don't worry about it yet. He will when it comes time. But for me, that's something for the past probably 3+ years that He's been revealing to me is how I do that. I don't mean to, and I don't want to. It's the old fleshly human nature to do. And He's just showing me. And it breaks my heart. And I just look to Him, how He is, how humble He is. You know, He didn't just come into this world to look at everybody and point out their sin, but He humbled Himself and took on their sin and became sin itself, the Bible says. That's how good He is. And so anyway, when He shows me this, something also He's been teaching me about lately is anything that I find in myself, because He's shown me that I don't like, talk to Him about it. That's the sacrifice. That's the sacrifice of a broken and contrite spirit, broken heart. My heart breaks often for the way that I am, and I don't want to be that way. And I did talk a little bit about that yesterday, and I won't want to go back into it, but I'm thinking about it. That the Lord showing me, Misty, you think that all the things you can do good, you willingly bring that to me. Look, Lord, I did this. I did right. I forgave my enemy. I was nice to my husband. I did this, that, and the other. And I'm sure He says, all right, good. And then when I feel like I fail and mess up, I don't bring those things to Him. Matter of fact, sometimes I feel like He's mad at me for it and He don't accept me, and I can't never keep going this way because these are bad things and they're mess ups. But that's what He's showing me is He also wants that. He wants us to give Him that part of us. The failings, the mess ups, when we realize we're this way or that and we don't want to be, bring that to me and talk to me about that too. Because that's a part of you. It's part of the work I'm doing. In order to work on you and examine you and help you see who you really are, so you can see how much you need me. So you can see the contrast between you and me. You need to see that. It's good. It humbles us. It helps us appreciate more who He is and what He will do, what He wants to do, what He's capable of doing, what He's promised to do. And anyway, basically, I guess if I could sum it up, I'm just learning more and more a simple thing, and that is just be yourself before Him. The good, bad, and the ugly. Don't hide anything. Because it's not hidden. He sees it. Talk to Him about it. You might think, I'm doing this in my life. I'm doing that. I don't feel like it's right, but I don't feel like I can change it. And so therefore, I don't feel like I'm good enough to even consider that I could really have a relationship with Him. Don't be tricked like that. Don't be tricked. Because if you were like me, you got many voices in your head and many real people with words coming out of their mouths saying, you need to quit doing this, that, and the other. You're not good enough. You're not good enough for him. We're good enough over here. We're good enough. Because I'm going to tell you something. What turns people away from Christ is not Christ. It's other people. That's why my daddy will not set foot in a church. Because he grew up with church people. And I'm not saying anything bad about anybody who goes to church. My daughter's getting ready to go in a few minutes. So please don't hear me wrong. But there are real, true, living people out here that have been so hurt by people. It's not about the church building. It's about the people. The people that, like my daddy dealt with, that took him to church and he watched them. He watched his grandmother and his uncle and sometimes his mother go to church, lift their hands, sing, pray, smile to everybody, greet everybody. And then they took them back home and they hollered and they screamed and they cursed and they gossiped to high heaven and they did everything opposite from when they went to that place. And therefore, my daddy concluded that if being a Christian and being somebody like that, if that's what it is, I don't want to have a part of it. It's not what it is. We have to learn how to be ourselves wherever we go. When I come on here and I'm misty to you, I am misty behind closed doors when nobody sees me. I am that misty when I'm dealing with my husband or my children or a homeless person on the street. We got to learn more and more to be ourselves everywhere we go with everybody. And we surely can be who we are before the Lord at all times. We don't have to pretend. It is safe to go to Him exactly how you are. He's not like other people. That's the only way I need to think of the Lord, was how everybody else represented Him. And that's why didn't think I could talk to Him. I thought I had to shape myself up first, and I had to be a good somebody. That's what I thought, because that's what I was told. But that's not the way it is. It's not. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go and do like I did and find out for yourself if He won't accept you exactly how you are. And what changes you is not you changing yourself. It's by getting to know Him and finding Him out and starting this little walk through this world day by day with Him. That's all it is. Just getting to know Him will change you. But like I said, I didn't realize I needed changing. I thought I was all right. I thought, I'm a whole lot better than I could be given everything I've been through in my life. But, it's just you don't. I don't know. I know I'm not explaining this right. In my mind, I can see it clearly, but getting it out of my mouth, I can't. And the only purpose I want it to come out of my mouth for is that whomever the Lord might lead across here might catch a whiff of some kind of hope. Some kind of hope for their life. That there's more to it. There is more to this world. You ever thought that? It's got to be more. It's got to be more than what I've always known. There is more. There is more. but I don't. I wish I could. That's what I wanted to explain. It's becoming more clear to me that all this is just walking through this world and the few days we're given, getting to know Him. But as you get to know Him, you start getting to know yourself and seeing yourself clearly. And that can be painful and that can hurt. And some people might stop. I don't know. Don't want anybody to stop. Because, you get closer and closer with Him. He's the light. He's revealing things. You cannot be darkness and be in the light and not become light. You can't remain dark. The Bible says that light shines, whatever it shines on, it makes it visible. It illuminates it. And therefore, that is the Lord letting us see who we are so that we'll realize we do need Him. And when we see who He is a little more at a time, we start having a desire to also be that way. I desire things now that never entered my mind 15 years ago. Never. Back then, I desired for people to speak well of me and be complimenting me and some attention and some pat on the back. And you're a good person, Misty. We like you. That was a great desire of mine, and I did everything I could to get it. What has happened 15 years later? Only by walking with the Lord has something changed in me to where, like last night, someone was speaking well of me, and it made me feel a little embarrassed. And I didn't want them to keep doing that because I was afraid. I don't know. I was afraid somebody might think something of me that I know different. I do. I would rather now be more behind the scenes. I would rather now, if I've done a good deed for somebody, if possible, they don't know who did it. Because I don't want to be tempted with that pride and that, oh, you're such a good somebody, Misty. I don't want that in me anymore because I'm not. But He is that dwells within me. He is good. He deserves some credit. He deserves some pat on the back. He deserves to be high and lifted up. I don't. I can name many things like that. And it's all happened by just keep walking with Him. Yeah. Yeah. And like you said right there, Lloyd, I didn't know it. And only in the past 2 or 3 years have I started to learn more about it. That's my whole purpose for being here. Right. That's true, Brian. It is. But see, I struggle with that. I would blow up from it. I would get the big head. Honestly. The Lord has to help me to not. But that what Lord just said, yeah, that's why I say I'm here. It's less and less about me. And it's more and more about, I'm sorry, excuse me, the people that the Lord brings into my life. You know? I've got my relationship with the Lord. Gotta roll it back up, it's too loud. I've got my relationship with the Lord. I have such a great peace of mind, even in the middle of hell sometimes. And that is all by what he's doing and what he's done. That's the benefits of walking with him. And the worry and the fear is nothing like it used to be. So I've got mine. But now the call is to me for that other greatest command to be fulfilled in me. I've been learning how to love the Lord with all my heart. I've been finding him out. I know he is good. He's beyond what I can explain, and he's beyond finding out. But now the call is, all right, now, Misty, it's time to go learn how to love others as yourself. It's time to lay it down. You know, you got yours. You know where you're going when you leave this world. But what about that one and that one and that one? Will you? That's like what he's saying. Will you now turn back? You know, when he said to Peter, when I strengthen you, when your faith is restored, go now turn back and go do it to somebody else. Go feed the sheep. Go love your neighbor as yourself. Lay down your life for your friend. So there's more to this walk. Yes, we're finding them out. We're getting to know them. We're growing in some wisdom and understanding. We're seeing changes in ourselves, but there's more as you keep going. Now the call's going to be, all right, now you've got that. I've taught you how to be patient, and you've had lots of practice about being gentle and not being offended by people easily, and how to cover sins with love, how love will cover a multitude of sin, how to pray for your enemy. I didn't teach you those things and train you all of that just so you can be some good somebody now. But now it's so that you can go do unto others as I've done unto you. That's a great call on us, you know? And it's just a core where we're at in our walk. Some of us might still be finding them out for real, letting our faith grow, learning that we can talk to them about everything. Some of us might be here where the Lord's really doing a revealing work in us and showing us what's within and causing us to call out to him and depend that he's going to fix us. Some of us might be to the point where, all right, now you're going to learn how to love other people for real. You're going to learn how to share in my sufferings, and it's got to do with all these other people. It's just, but wherever you're at in this, you're in Christ. So it's all beautiful, it's all important, it's all necessary. So I don't know. I wish I could explain it more clearly. But that's just why I say it's a walk with the Lord. You know, walking with him. And then we might go into a dark place where everything feels wrong and it feels like depression is great on me and it feels like I've lost my way, but he's still there with me, walking right through that dark time. And then I might go through a loss in life where I lose someone who's so close to me. He's still right there with me, walking through that hard time. Just wherever we go. Who was it he told Joshua? He said, be strong, be courageous, do not fear, for I will go with you wherever you go. Wherever you go. If you go to the left, if you go to the right, the Lord's with you. You know? You know, David said, where can I go to escape your presence? If I make my bed in heaven or I make it in hell, where can I go that you're not there? He's everywhere. Thought I heard a dog whining. It's my husband spraying weed killer. But anyway, I feel like I kind of messed that up. Please forgive me, Lord, if I did wrong. Because I wanted to explain something that's becoming simple to me, but I don't think I was able to do it very good. Amen. That is so true. Yes. Yes. That's good. That's good, Lloyd. And that's good, Myra. That's so true. You don't. Yes, it is. So glad y'all understand that, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because we're walking with the Lord and learning how to serve right exactly where we're at. Like Myra said, you don't have to go to a foreign country to serve the Lord. She's serving the Lord, caring for her daughter and her mother. She's serving the Lord there. Though it might feel like so much easier if I didn't have to do it in this way, Lord, if this wasn't so hard and heavy. And I would love to be the one to go do this, that, and other, but He's got her in a place she serves right there. I had to learn that. I wanted to go help everybody else in this world but my husband, but the one that was right up under my nose. And I remember when our marriage was so hard, I was like, Lord, I was like, I could be a good Christian if you would just fix him. If I didn't have to deal with him, I could do this. I wouldn't be so angry and I wouldn't do all this, that, and the other. But that wasn't true. The Lord wanted me to learn how to serve the little sheep that was right up under my nose before I go looking for others. Okay, honey. I'm not going to stay on much longer. I don't have it in me to say right, I don't think. It's kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna get off here and see if I can help my husband. I don't know if y'all can see him. He's out there spraying weeds. Y'all, the Lord has made the biggest difference in my husband. I used to despise that man, honestly, and he despised me. He butt dialed me one time. He was sitting and talking to somebody at work, and this is to tell you how bad where we've come from. He butt dialed somebody, and he said, "Well, I'm just trying to kill some time before I have to go home to that witch." I heard that. It broke my heart. That's how he felt about me. Sam, but I've seen the Lord break him apart and crush him to pieces and then put him back together a little at a time. And he's still doing it. That's why I was talking about how he changing us a little at a time. And so anything we find about ourselves that we don't like, we wish could be different, or we look at somebody else and say that they're good in that way and we want that, just ask the Lord for it and He'll do it. But it's going to take time. It's going to be a process and there's going to take practice. It turned out so good, Lloyd. I was telling them earlier, the Lord answered my prayer. I just asked the Lord that anybody that come, that it would be a carefree time for them and they could just be lighthearted and let the worries and troubles of this world just be out in the background a little bit and they could just rest and relax and feel at home, and I think everybody did. So I think it was good, and my husband had a good time. And it was funny because we were talking about this morning how something came to both of us separately, and we didn't know it until we talked to each other about it. But I told him, I said, last night I found myself, and we had 27 people come from 2 years old to on up. And I told him, I said, I felt like I would sit down and relax and talk, but I felt like I would find myself here in the kitchen with somebody doing something that needed a little help. And then one of the little kids needed me to help with their glow stick necklace. And I stopped there and helped there. And then somebody was talking about the hard time they're going through. And I sat there on the hay bale next to them and listened. And that's how I was the whole night. And something came to me that is like how the Lord does to people. He comes and he meets them right where they're at, and he helps them in whichever little way they need. And that's what he wants us to do. Just whatever need comes across us. If you can do something about it, do it. If you can listen, listen. If you can help the little kid with their glow stick, do it. He's in the little details. He's in the little things. He's coming and being what people need in that moment. If they need a comforter, he will be the comforter. If they need encouragement, he will be encouragement. My daughter's got to go to church. Mark's taking you. You look so pretty.
Ready?
Real pretty.
You ready? All right.
My daughter, she's growing up on me, y'all. She won't let me show a picture of her. I don't know why. But anyway, unless anybody had anything else to say or talk about, I'm gonna turn this off. Grab the phone here. Let me. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm so sore I can't hardly walk. Okay, thank you, honey. Love you. And I've got to get all these lights off the trees. That's what I gotta do. My son has a ball game today. And just stuff like that. So, Brian, I hope you feel better. Myra, I hope you have a good day. Lloyd, hope you do. Cassie, Rachel, whoever else came, love y'all. And yeah, it was a real good time. I'm thankful for it. But I love you guys. And we have another opportunity today to try to find the Lord in whatever circumstance comes, in whatever situation. I mean, you can look for him. And Brian being so sick and laying there and so tired, just talk with him. Us just talking with him about whatever's going on. Realizing more and more that he surely is walking with us through everything we're going through. And it's so amazing and wonderful to have somebody like that. Love you too. Love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Yes, we will be praying. Brian feels better, for sure. Talk to y'all later.